Hey everyone, it's Jordan here at the Music Zoo, along with Music Zoo owner Tommy Coletti. You guys ready to get your minds blown? This is a crazy Charvel.
Hello.
The number one. This is serial number one, right?
Serial number one is 1001.
Sick. This is a guitar. I've seen it in pictures. I've heard folklore, but you know the full story about this guitar. So why don't you enlighten the internet?
Yeah, it's this guitar fascinates me for so many reasons, and for you Charvel fans out there, I think it does too. A lot of people talk about this guitar in the forum. So the guitar. So here we are on Long Island. This guitar was sold to Gracins in Hempstead, Long Island, which is was about 15 minutes from here.
If you knew what Gracins was, leave a comment because we want to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of folklore with Gracins, and a lot of the who's who of Long Island shop there at the time. It was a custom guitar shop, and just like they had the BC Rich and the Charvels and the Hamers and stuff before anybody even thought of that on Long Island, like late 70s, early 80s. And they also had a shop on 48th Street at one point too.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So so this guitar came into Grayson's, like they were already selling Charvel, and one of the salespeople there. Same thing happens here, right? The good stuff we know about, right? And it happens all the time. We get a good guitar in, and then one of our staff will send me an email and go, "Hey Tommy, this Les Paul came in, and it's the top is unbelievable, and it's 3 pounds, and I have to have it, please."
Sean bought that Purple Warrior last week.
Yeah.
It was a Purple Warrior. It didn't even make it to the site because the guitar tech was like, this is mine.
So if you want really the first line on getting a Music Zoo guitar,
get a job here.
You gotta work here, because the stuff comes in and it's just like, and people are grabbing at this stuff, and sometimes I have to stop, behave yourself. You can't have that. But most of the time, people,
we can't
especially
we're guitar lovers.
It's fine. So the same thing that's happening to us now was even happening back at Grayson's in 1980, right? So these guitars are coming in, they're opening the cases and going, "Oh, I have to have this." Now I think that the sales guy at Grayson's had this built, he had the idea for having the Heineken graphic on it.
How did it end up as serial number one though?
I think they were selling pre-pros, like the pre-production guitars, and then they must have messaged him about hey, we're starting to put serial numbers on these things.
That's crazy.
And he was like, "I'll take number one, thank you very much."
Whoa.
Yeah, so it was number one, and here's even more mind-blowing for me. As a young kid, I used to go to Grayson's, and I remember this guitar in there because the sales guy that worked there just left it in the store every day. So he would play every day. So I'd see it there when I went. It was just and I guess he had it there just as hey, Charvel can do this, if you want some kind of cool graphic on your guitar.
If you want the beer logo.
Unheard of. In
1980,
81. Well, you can't do it now because you'd have to get approval from Heineken or whoever the manufacturer is. Back then, they were just whatever, who's gonna know, but you obviously can't do that anymore.
The internet.
It's ruined everything.
It's done so many good things and ruined so many others. Sad.
Yeah. So he had this built, and I remember talking to him and saying that when he played gigs with it, people would leave Heineken at the front of the stage for him and stuff. So it kind of helped him gig, and I remember seeing the guitar gigged on Long Island. I remember seeing the guitar in Grayson's, and then at some point, he had it for years, and he wound up selling it, I guess maybe 15 years ago or so, and it went to Switzerland, and it stayed in the collection in Switzerland until it came back to us. And I just find it amazing that it's come full circle.
Totally.
It went from California to Long Island, Switzerland, back here,
baby.
10 minutes from where the original store was.
I've seen pictures of this, but we'll get close-ups right now. I think it's hand-painted. It looks, there's some brush strokes for sure. The lettering, there's definitely some stenciling for sure, but the way it's filled in, there's a lot of attention in there. There's this cool red stripe going around the body.
Yeah. I'm sure that the Charvel freaks know, and they'll leave comments of who did it. My assumption is it was either Dan Lawrence or Glenn. One of the two of them did it.
Were they working in the factory back then?
I believe so.
Cool.
Yeah, so even early on, they were probably doing it. If it wasn't them, please leave in the comments who it was. But it's awesome.
Yeah, there's some other stories about this, right? The neck.
The neck has been changed.
Yeah.
From what I understand, the neck went back to Grover, and Grover changed the neck at some point. I don't know if it was originally a 21 fret maple neck, matching headstock still, and it had a DiMarzio double cream and a vintage brass trem, and at some point.
Okay, so now it's got the first gen non-fine tuner Floyd.
Correct.
Like we've seen on like the big Verger guitars.
Yep.
Master volume, gigantic Seymour Duncan Invader pickup. Yeah, 22 fret ebony board.
Yeah. One more. You need one more. That's probably what he was
Everyone loves
thinking.
the 22 frets,
Also, the
yeah.
ebony kind of matches the logo a little bit more on this guitar than the maple,
Yeah,
for
for
what it's
sure.
worth, because I saw the original pictures of it and remember the guitar. I remember it with the maple board.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what I was seeing
Gotcha.
as a 15-year-old kid.
Yeah, it's just super cool. Back still.
This
I mean,
is
for being gigged,
yeah,
still clean
yeah,
for the most part.
yeah.
Nothing too crazy.
Well, the polyurethane finishes on these things were
That's true.
pretty bulletproof.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's a 45-year-old or so paint job. Looks great. Yeah, so there's so
Yeah.
much folklore to this guitar, and it's serial number 1. These opportunities don't come to anyone.
No, I saw it
that
hanging out
often.
near your desk today. I was like, oh shit. I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures and now it's in front of me.
It's in front of you.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so it's a fun moment for me because I'm the Charvel freak since I was a kid, so I get to watch this stuff come full circle.
Totally.
I didn't think it would happen this long, but it's still happening. You know, like it's just like,
Yeah.
So it's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's a fun part of coming to work here at the Music Zoo. You see crazy stuff like this. You never know
Yeah.
what's coming next. I mean, we've said in other videos, like if you have something crazy sitting under your bed, we want to see it. I don't know if we're gonna get a Charvel crazier than this,
It's pretty crazy.
but if you got one, we want to see it.
Yeah.
So call us up. Anything else to add to this thing?
No, it's just, it's cool. Leave all your comments, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah, for sure. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Instagram at the Music Zoo. Stop into our showroom in Farmingdale on Long Island.
Not in Long Island. It's in New York City,
In
but
New York
on
City.
Long Island.
On Long Island.
Yeah.
And we'll see you soon. Later.